Welcome to Casa y Vida Houston. I'm Elizabeth Miranda, your bilingual realtor, and we are at La 920 para mi gente. And this is my co-host, Elsa.
So,
Elsa. Sorry. Sonia
Sonia
Rivera.
Rivera.
Say hi, Sonia. We're at our new studio, kind of getting used to it.
Hi, Houston. I'm really excited to be here. It is a very cool studio. So thank you, Matt Velasquez, for allowing us to utilize your space.
Yeah, we were kind of having a little. We're just getting ready, just getting used to the new studio, and we're looking at the screen. We weren't seeing anything on the screen, so weren't sure we were on, but now we certainly are on. Anyway, so today we are going to bring you two guests. We're going to be talking to a representative from the National Latino Peace Officers Association, which is the NLPOA. We're also going to be talking to someone about life insurance, the benefits of life insurance, but that's going to come a little bit into the show a little bit later, so I want you to stay tuned. And again, I want to remind you that we are broadcasting on Facebook. We are live on Facebook on Casa y Vida Houston page. And of course, this show will be recorded. So if you can't stay on, make sure you come back and watch it, or maybe you're watching this on the recorded message, on the recorded video. So we do air every Thursday at 10 a.m. So anyway, going on. First of all, Sonia, welcome, Sonia. We this is our second week here, and last week Sonia wasn't able to make it, so it's Sonia's first time in the studio. What do you think?
So, well, I love it. I've been here to do the radio show before, so I love the studio. And Matt Velasquez, again, is always very hospitable. So I love being here. I love the whole ambiance of it. So.
Yes, I love it. I love the new location. I love this backdrop over here. And by the way, I want to wish happy birthday to Matt Velasquez. He's the CEO of La 920. Happy birthday, Matt.
Happy birthday, Matt.
And so, Sonia, tell us, what have you been up to?
Just been really busy. This has been a really busy month of networking and meetings. And as you know, the campaign is cranking up, and I have my official launch party next Tuesday. So just been busy doing that, and obviously working, trying to earn a living. I actually got my first house, my first house on my own to do a flip yesterday. So
yeah, that's awesome.
really
So you guys know, for those of you that don't know, Sonia is running for City Council of Houston, at large position number 5, right?
Yes.
And so she's starting her campaign, and then she also is also, I guess, what we would call like a project manager, right, contractor, and so she also does. Works on flips, and which is exciting because that's what we talked about last week. As a matter of fact, Susie and I are also doing flips. So anyway, it's very interesting. What else have you been up to? Oh, yeah. What else have you?
Well, that's pretty busy. That's kept me pretty busy. I'm actually only getting about 5 hours of sleep a night. So I mentioned to you earlier, I have like a twitch, but I think it's because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because I'm an 8 hour sleep a night person. So that 5 hours, I think, is starting to catch up.
Yeah, and yeah, I know, and it's been hard to get up earlier also because our show is earlier. You know, our show used to be at 1 o'clock. Now it's at 10 o'clock. So remember, it's every Thursday at 10 o'clock. So moving on, I want to go ahead and give you guys a little real estate tip. You know, I always love real estate. You know, I am a real estate agent, so that is my favorite topic. So I just wanted to quickly tell y'all a little bit as far as a real estate tip, because what I always think of is conversations that I have, sometimes even the previous day, with clients. And just yesterday, I had not a client, but another professional that was asking me. She was texting me and asking me, "Do you do grants? Do you do the $20,000 grants? Do you do the 8,000, 4%? You know, we hear about these different grants." So she was asking me. She was obviously asking me because she had a customer of her own that she wanted to refer, and I'm answering yes, right? But I told her, however, and then she was asking other questions. However, my response to her was, "You need to apply for a loan." The bottom line is, yes, we do have a lot of grants, and there are even grants that are up to 20,000. Those would be the city of Houston and also Harris County. But there are a lot of requirements. No matter what, the first step is always to apply for a loan, because if you cannot qualify for a mortgage loan, you're not going to be able to get the grant. So you get the grant, but you have to meet certain requirements. And the first one is you have to be able to qualify for a loan. And to qualify for a loan, you have to be able to have the right credit, the right income. And then, of course, with certain grants, like the city or the county, you can't make over a certain amount of money. But at the same time, your income cannot be so low that you cannot afford to pay for the house.
Yeah, that's interesting. How do they get in touch with you to get more information, or where did they get more information?
Well, certainly they can contact me through Facebook. Certainly always send me a message on Facebook, or always text me. You can always text me, and I say text me instead of call, right? Because a lot of times if I'm doing a show or if I'm out showing, I'm not going to be able to pick up the phone. But if you text me, I will always respond, and my number is 832-878-1255. And so text me and say, hey, Liz, this is my name. Tell me why you're calling, of course, not just call me, but tell me why you're calling so I can call you back, and then I'll give you the details. And certainly I can give you all, if you're looking for a grant, depending which grant you want, I can certainly give you the information. But like I said, certain things, in addition to income requirements, credit, there are also some limitations on certain grants. Like the city of Houston, you have to be paying taxes to the city of Houston. Because, there are some areas that are, you live in the city of Houston, but you're not paying taxes to the city of Houston.
It's called unincorporated Houston.
Right, and those are the ones actually that qualify for the county. Because
Okay.
we're like, okay, Houston's in Harris County, but there's a grant that's specifically for Harris County that is for the unincorporated area. So if you live in Houston, even though it's Harris County, you won't qualify for that one, or even Pasadena or Baytown, those don't qualify. So there are a lot of little requirements, when it comes to grants.
Sure. I do want to, since you're talking about that, I do want to point out that about 2 weeks ago, the city of Houston got $1.7 million and Harvey in funds to do Harvey renovation. So so many people are still being impacted by the Harvey storm, the Harvey floods, and they still haven't done work on their house, and some of them aren't even living back in their homes yet. So that money is available, and you can go to the City of Houston website. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but I think it's recoveryhouston.com if I'm not mistaken. But go on there and you check your eligibility, and it's just a small list of questions that directs you in the right direction. So they do have money available for you to renovate your house if you were Harvey impacted, or to do a buyout. They'll buy you out if it's just so bad that you can't do reasonable renovations.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Anyway, there is definitely a lot of information out there, but I know sometimes it's just too much, and you might feel overwhelmed. So always feel free to contact us. So we're going to go to a little commercial break, and we're going to bring our first guest. Okay, our first sponsor is Susie Condelopoulos. Susie is a loan officer with Gateway Mortgage, and she can help you if you want to get qualified to buy a home. You can call her at 787-1579. That's her direct number. Her cell phone number is 281-250-2696. And she can help you whether you're looking for an FHA loan, a conventional loan, a USDA loan, you name it, she can do it. In fact, even if you're looking for a flip, she can actually also help you with that. You can also get what's called a conventional loan. She also can help you if you're looking to refinance a home. So call Susie. And by the way, she is bilingual. So don't get scared because of her last name. She is bilingual. She can help you. And her office is in the Galleria. But she can help you just by phone. Our next sponsor is Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency. They specialize in homeowners insurance. So if you're looking to buy homeowners insurance, contact them. And I see our number is blocked right there, but you can always contact me and I will get you that phone number, or we'll try to put it right here in the comments. And then last but not least is Miranda Properties. I am Elizabeth Miranda, your bilingual realtor, and if you're looking to buy a home or sell your home anywhere in Houston, I can help you. If you're also looking to invest in properties, we can do that too. And lastly, if you want to sell your home, if you have a home that's a fixer-upper, it's in really bad condition, it doesn't matter. We can help you get a cash buyer for that home. All right.
So, hi, Houston. I want to have the pleasure of introducing Roy Garivey with the National Latino Peace Officers Association, one of my favorite organizations. So, welcome, Roy.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about, I wanted to know, because I'm really not as familiar with how it started. I know what you do now, but tell us about the origins of NLPOA.
NLPOA has been around since 1974, early 1970s. Started in California. Became a national organization about 15 years later. The Houston chapter here, we've had a representation here in Houston for the last basically 30 years. So we go way back.
And you have a lot of great programs. By the way, Roy Garivey is the National Vice President, correct?
Correct.
So you have a lot of programs that you offer here through the Houston chapter, and I know you have some events coming up, so tell us about that.
We do. We're always trying to interact with the community, give back to the community, to give positive influence based on police officers dealing with it, especially the Hispanic community. Throughout the year, we have different events. Our first event coming up is going to be our March Madness Bowling Tournament. It's going to be on March 10th at the Armadillo Bowling Lanes on Fuqua. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we have, end of March, we have our softball tournament. It's an annual softball tournament. And at the end of April, we'll have our golf tournament. And our golf tournament has always been our biggest fundraiser for our scholarship fund. And we have the same golfers come out all the time because they know it's going to be a great event. But we have our website, Greater Houston, NLPOA GreaterHouston.com, and you can look up all the events are listed there. It's a very easily manageable website, which I like. We want to keep it simple to make sure people, I can't find what it's at. It's there. We just posted our scholarship application on there February 1st, so that's up there, and it'll be up there for a couple months. So we try, like I said, we try to interact with the community on a regular basis. We go back history-wise. Adrian Garcia is now the county commissioner on the board, and he was he was the first national president from Houston. I was the second, and Chief Art Acevedo from HPD was the third. He was the national president right after me.
Oh,
You do.
that's
go
good.
back.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
Tell us a little bit about the scholarship. What is that for people that are going into criminal justice? Tell us a little bit about that.
It's an open scholarship application. Anybody can apply. Basically, we would prefer to be criminal justice majors because our field, and that's part of our bridging that gap into the Hispanic community where we like to recruit Latino police officers because I think we've had this conversation before. I always feel that our police agencies, and roughly there's 34 police agencies in Harris County. That's a lot. People don't realize that.
We don't know.
Yeah, there's a lot. Really. Yeah, exactly. Everybody's Harris County and HPD, and they're like, no, but there's roughly 34 agencies. And basically, we just trying to make sure that our law enforcement agencies are a reflection of the communities they serve. And to me, for a long time, it wasn't that way. The percentage of Hispanic Latino officers has risen greatly, and I think that goes to the recruiting capabilities of all the agencies involved.
Yeah. Now, is the scholarship just for someone who's going for a 4-year degree, or can it be someone who's going into the police academy? What can it be?
It could be anything you want to be. If you want to be an English teacher, we'll accept it. And we base how we select the recipients based on their parents, the amount of money coming in. Sometimes a single family, single mom raising her kids. And, if we can give that kid a chance, we're going to have that kid go to the first year of school and to see what happens there. Because a lot of times they'll continue. Sometimes they'll say, hey, it's not for me, right? Because college not for everybody. We all know that. But it doesn't matter what you want to go into. If you apply and you meet the criteria, we have a selection committee for the scholarships, and we go through that, and we rank them all. And so this is how much money we have. We start at number one until we run out of money.
And then the applicants also don't have to be children of police officers or peace officers.
No, they do not. No, they do not.
Okay. And now, what about as far as speaking as peace officers? Who is it that joins NLPOA?
Well,
who's it open to?
Right now, any police officer that agrees with what we do in the community and what we try to do is welcome to join. We have officers right now in our chapter. We have officers roughly about 12 different agencies: HPD, Sheriff Department, Precinct 6, HISD, Pasadena ISD, Houston Community College, a little bit of everybody. I mean, it's a melting pot, and it's fine because we get representation from across the county that way.
That's good.
And going back to the application, I've actually seen the application before for the scholarships, and they're very easy to fill out. I think it's an essay that you have to do, so it's
Yep.
literally 3 pages. And I know that they don't always get enough students applying for these scholarships. If I'm not mistaken, it opens up in April.
They already opened up February 1st.
It already opened, and the
closes
deadline is
it's April
April.
30th.
Don't miss that deadline. I've seen a lot of students miss that deadline and miss a great opportunity.
We were just talking about that yesterday, Sonia and I, because we drove up to Sam Houston University together because her daughter's attending school over there, and I've got my godchild that wants to go there. And so we went up there, right, to visit, and we were talking about scholarships that a lot of times these kids, they just don't apply, and they're not aware of scholarships that are available, such as
Quick story
yours.
on that. You're correct. A lot of times they don't apply. A lot of times they don't know it's there. A few years ago, I talked to a friend of mine over at the University of Houston. He says, Roy, we turned back to the state almost $400,000 in scholarship money because nobody applied for those scholarships. I said, that's crazy. He goes, I know. You would think the counselors at the schools, and they do their job, but a kid has to want to go to school.
yeah.
The kid has to want to go open it, because mom and dad said so. Yeah, I'm gonna fill it out. Next thing you know, deadline's passed and it's late, right? But we took 50 kids up to Sam Houston State, right? It is a criminal justice school. We had people come in from our Fort Worth chapter, our Dallas chapter, our Austin chapter, and here, and basically we were up there for a weekend. Took them to a football game. Had one of the professors come in and say, that's my syllabus for this semester. And they're like, and it's like, and college is different in high school, right?
Yeah.
There's like,
Right.
Read chapter 1, 2, 3, 4. On Friday, we're going to have a test. In high
Yeah.
school, it's like, okay, the night before you start studying. College is different. But we try to give them that college environment experience. Took them to a football game, had TABC, underage drinking, come in, do their little spiel. And we just had a little bit of everybody. In fact, my niece was going to school there, so she was the host student to take the kids around the campus and explain the different parts of college life. So she goes, if you don't know how to wash your clothes, you better learn before you get up here. Mom and dad aren't with you, so.
Either that or you better have enough to last your semester.
Yeah, bring it home to the weekend for
Yeah.
mom to wash or something, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole experience.
Oh, yeah,
Definitely.
definitely.
Taking the kids up there
Definitely.
and them learning
Definitely.
and all that, and again, also, the student, like you said, the student has to
Right.
want it, and the student has to, even the scholarships, it's up to them. The parents can't
Self-initiative.
do it.
They have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so that's one of the things is that to get the kids to, because we were telling them
Right.
about, we were telling my goddaughter about, the NLPOA.
Right.
We said, well, I think we think
Right.
they have a scholarship,
Right.
and then even NAREP. I'm in the Hispanic Realtors
Right.
Association.
Mm-hmm.
They had scholarships before, and I remember when we were overseeing it. We didn't have applicants. We
Right.
might have 3 or 4 applicants at the
Right.
most, and even then we'd have to extend it because sometimes we'd only have one person or
Right.
none.
Right.
And we'd extend it to try to get more applicants. So
Right.
there's money out there, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
You
call
know.
us. We'll have some people for you. But all our scholarship fund itself wouldn't be possible without the donations from business people like yourselves that support us, come to our events, and that's how we raise our money. We don't have a machine that makes money for us. We don't have.
You are the machine.
Yeah, basically right now I am. But right now we're trying to do a nationwide study on all our chapters. We have chapters in 36 different states, and basically we're trying to see how much money have we given away nationwide as an organization for the last 10 years. And at last count, it's already passed $1 million. So
Oh wow, that'd be good to know. Yeah.
so it's like, every little dime helps. I tell people all the time, you come out to an event we have, you're going to have a good time. And the money you come through is going to help kids. We do 3 different things. We do the scholarship fund, of course. We have assist the officer fund because sometimes our officers get hurt. One officer had a kidney transplant, so we try to help those officers during the hurricane. We took all the money we had, a few $1,000s, and basically, okay, who got affected by a flood? These 19 people. Divide 19 into that amount, just start writing checks. Because we bring the money, we're a nonprofit, 501c3. Sorry. But everything we bring in, we give back out. We keep a very small percentage as operating expenses, right? But we do the Assist the Officer Fund, we do the Scholarship Fund. If our members want to go to school and they apply, go take a class at HCC, and the class is $300, we might write them a check for $100 to help offset that cost, because that officer wants to become educated, get promoted at work. So that's how we try to give back to our members that way. They take classes, their ongoing classes, because they have to improve their skills. And we have certificates like in profession, you have a advanced, intermediate, master peace officer type deal, and you have to take classes for that. So we try to support our officers taking those classes.
That's good.
So if the community, because all of your events are open to the community, so for the March Madness, for the
Right.
bowling, how do people get involved in that, and what are the sponsorship levels?
All they have to do is go to our website, and they can download the flyer for each event that's already been posted. The different levels, excuse me. Basically, for a team, it's $120 a bowl. I mean, you get 4 people, $30 a piece, you
Sure.
blow. And it's our March Madness theme is based on the basketball tournament, NCAA, and you pick a team you want to represent. So you'll have the Cougars, you'll have the Longhorns, Hook'em Horns, and then you have the Aggies. You'll have, one day we saw Notre Dame. I go, okay, who's for Notre Dame? But we'll have about 25 to 30 lanes filled up, and other agencies, that I know throughout the years, I've met them over the years, and officers, and like, hey, Roy, you get your tournament? Yeah, we have a team in there. So, okay, same thing, like I said, the golf tournament. I mean, out of 100 golfers, we've had the same 80, 85 come back every year because we put on a good event. They love having the networking, situation, right? Mm-hmm. But like you said, it's not all law enforcement. It's people I know that are lawyers, that, doctors, dentists. Supporters. Roy, we love what you do with the association. We love what the association does in the community. We want to support you. Navidad and Barrio, Izzy Gomez. We've had somebody on their board for the last 15, 18 years. I was on their board for a while. We try to keep one of our members from our chapter, on their board because it's a great thing to give back to underprivileged kids. Their Christmas program. So, we try to get people, this year, my kids growing up, they were there wrapping gifts. They were there this past year with my grandkids. So it's like, yeah. I'm getting old, but it's like, it's always good to have your kids see that and give back.
Yeah, it is.
Because they need to understand how nice they have it, right? And there's other people that aren't as lucky as they are.
Sure.
And you give that giving spirit, and it's like, that's what it is. So I was chosen to be on the Hispanic Officer of the Year for HPD. So that board, one of the members on that board's one of the board members for, Navidad. So our group went up there to wrap gifts as a group, right? But it's like, you get a taste for it, and after that, it's okay. So, and that's what we try to get our officers to do. We work in these communities, but if we don't give back to where we live, then you're missing the point.
And
you really are.
Yeah, and it's community relations. It really improves the relationship between communities and law enforcement to see the other side. There is a softer side to law enforcement. So rodeo's here. It's
That's what I was going to ask.
So rodeo's here. You have another fun thing that you do for rodeo.
We have a cook-off team at the rodeo, and basically we've been there 25 years, and people I'd never hear from the whole year, they're starting to call me.
I was going to say, I want to be your friend.
Everybody wants wristbands to get in. Yeah. But we'll talk after the show.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
But I just want to thank you for letting me come and discuss the platform that we have. And we're always, like I said, always trying to give back to the community.
Well, yeah.
And that's the whole thing.
Well, we're happy to have you here. Now, one more question. Does that mean, since you're vice president or vice chair?
National vice president.
National vice president. Does that mean you'll be president next?
I already was.
Oh, you already were? Okay.
The current president is our first female national president.
Wow. Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, definitely. And she asked me, Roy, says, hey, if you're going to run, I'll support you. So I bought her our votes, and she asked me to be on the board, so I ran for that position. And in fact, we host our national conference here, downtown Marriott Marquis, 2020.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll be my last rodeo for me. But our Houston chapter is really amped up to get ready to host the nation.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about that. We have to wrap up the spot, but real quick, if people want to purchase tickets to the Roadkill Cafe, which is the name of the NLPOA tent at the rodeo club,
yes.
Right? They want to purchase tickets or wristbands. Where do they go? Website?
we're sold out.
Oh,
Ah.
We
you're
get
sold
sold out 2 months in advance.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
So we will be talking.
Yeah, we'll
after
talk
the
later.
show.
All right.
Thank you,
well,
Roy.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank you
being
for
on our
having
show.
me.
We
Thank you
appreciate
very
it.
much.
And we're going to go ahead and take a little break and talk about our sponsors. So, our sponsors are Susie Condelopoulos again, and again, she is a loan officer with Gateway Mortgage. Her cell phone number is 281-250-2696. And she is, I'm sorry, if you're looking to get a home loan or if you want to get refinanced, then you can call her at, again, 281-250-2696. Then our next sponsor is Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency. Texas Low Cost Insurance Agency sells auto and homeowners insurance. Now, they sell auto, home, and commercial, even life insurance. However, they do specialize in homeowners insurance. So if you're looking for homeowners insurance or flood insurance, make sure that you contact them. And again, we're blocking their number, but you can always contact me. Now, our other sponsor, of course, is yours truly, Elizabeth Miranda. I am your bilingual realtor with Miranda Properties, and my cell phone number is 832-878-1255. And you can always contact me if you're looking to buy or sell a home. And so our guest here is Angelica.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. Well, welcome.
Good,
So
thank
introduce yourself, please.
My name is Angelica Cordero, and I am a life insurance agent with PHP Agency, independent agent with PHP Agency.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure.
So tell us about, well, first of all, tell us a little bit about yourself. You used to be a realtor, right?
I still am.
You are?
I'm currently inactive,
Inactive,
which
inactive.
I plan to go back into the real estate industry soon. But yes, my license is soon. I need to renew it soon. But I have been in the real estate industry since 2006.
Yeah, so that's how I know you from. I know
Yes.
you from the real estate
I've taken
industry.
some classes of yours.
Yes, she has. I know I had a webinar or a seminar or something. You've come, and then we've had other classes,
Yes.
and that's definitely how I know you. And then, but of course, I wanted to invite you about talk about life insurance because I think it's very important. Obviously, I think that once people make a decision to buy a home, it only seems natural that they should get life insurance, right? Because they have to protect what are the biggest asset, the biggest expense that they're going to make, which is their
Yes.
home. And so, of course, we have homeowners insurance, right? Because again, you're going to get homeowners insurance when you close on your home, but then of course you've got to also have life insurance because what happens to that mortgage if something
Exactly.
happens to one of the spouses, right?
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about that. Your thoughts on that?
Not only a mortgage, but your children. You have your children. You also have to think about your children, their education. A lot of people say, well, I'm going to pass away. Why do I need life insurance? It's not for you. It's necessary. I mean, it's not necessary. It is, though, because nowadays there's a life insurance where it protects you if you become terminally ill, chronically ill, or critical. It also protects you while you're alive. And then the remainder goes to your beneficiaries, once you pass away. But it also protects you. And we have a formula that we use that's called, it's DIME. It's your debt. We factor in your debt, your income, your mortgage, and your children's education. And that's how you basically determine how much insurance you need. God forbid anything happens to you. And, unfortunately, that's not, a lot of people don't like to talk about
Nobody
it.
plans it.
Nobody
plans it.
People don't like to talk about it.
But unfortunately, it happens so much. I'm sure in every community, but so many people don't. You just don't think, if you're, especially I think the younger ages, you just don't think I'm going to die, and you don't think about the future of your family, or assets that you have, but that you will lose if it's not covered under insurance, and that leaves your
Spouse.
dependents or your spouse with it can leave them with huge debt, right?
Yes, especially let's say you're the breadwinner of the house and you pass away. What's going to happen to your family? It's like it's there's this stability they were used to, and then all of a sudden you're gone, and so everything else just tumbles down, and to everything they lose their home. It's like what's going to happen to them? How are they going to pay for food, for a mortgage? And that's what the life insurance is for. It's a protection, not for you, but for those loved ones that you're going to leave behind. So it's very, very, very important. And yes, a lot of people are afraid to talk about it.
Yeah, and I can tell
Unfortunately.
you that in the time that I've been in, I was in mortgage and then real estate, so it's been a total of 12 years. And I can tell you that in the 12 years, I've had at least 2 clients, that have passed away, that the spouse has passed away, and then now the person, the wife, she's left with the home and she can't pay it, and she's had to sell the home.
Yes.
And not only has it, and I'm saying in the 12 years, because that's not a lot of time, and yet I've seen at least 2 people. And I personally know of 2 people. And the thing is that not only do they lose the home, but they lose their lifestyle.
Yes.
Lifestyle of living,
Yes.
where before they had everything, they had their home, they had their nice cars, they had the children going to college, and all of a sudden they can't do it. They have to sell the home, and they're living, they have to move in with a parent or something, and so it really changes their way of living. So that's why I always think about it when it comes to homeowners, to when people buy a home. I always think about it. I always encourage the people to get life insurance, because they always ask me, well, what's going to happen if the house, whenever they buy homeowners insurance, they'll ask me about the homeowners insurance. They'll say, well, is this going to cover the house in case I die? I go, no, that doesn't cover it. But if you get life insurance, at least the amount of the home. I mean,
Right.
if you're only looking to insure the home, you would get it at least that. But
Right.
like you said, there's not just the home.
It's not just
There's
the home.
obviously all these other factors. And you said, what was the D for?
Debt.
For debt.
Debt. If
Yeah.
you have any debt right now, if you pass away and there's no life insurance and you already have debt accumulated, imagine how much more debt your wife or your significant other is going to accumulate if you pass away and there's nothing else, especially if you were the breadwinner. And so, yes, a lot of it's debt, it's income, what you're used to bringing in the home now, the education for your children. And so it's a lot of people don't understand that a funeral expense is very expensive.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
And they don't realize that not only is your spouse now going to go through everything else, but now they also accumulated the funeral expenses.
Yeah, and I don't know how common this is, but it came to me several years ago, and an acquaintance of mine's parent died, and was told that they were going to just hold the body until they could pay for the funeral expenses. So I don't know if it happens all the time, but that certainly
No, it
happens
does
here.
happen.
It
I've seen
does.
it happen.
Facebook.
It's terrible.
Facebook nowadays, you always see the GoFundMe. That is not the right way to
Yeah.
go. It is not, because you're asking for assistance and you're never going to get what you need anyway, the total amount you need. And that's just because, unfortunately, people we don't plan ahead.
Yeah, we don't want to think about it. And I think that a
No.
lot of times Hispanics
Yes.
think that if you buy life insurance, that means you're gonna
You're
die.
You're talking about
It's
death.
mala suerte, right? You mala suerte.
You're jinxing
you jinx
yourself.
yourself, right?
Yes.
And then also, or someone's gonna kill you.
Yes.
Your family member
Yes,
gonna kill you.
because
They
it's like,
just-
oh, now they know I'm worth this much.
Yeah. I would tell my son, I'm like, don't even think about it. You're not in there.
I haven't added you.
Yeah.
But I know this because my mother's already passed away about 10 years ago. But the thing is that I remember trying to get her to buy a prepaid funeral plan. She wouldn't. She would not, because she felt that she was going to jinx herself and then she was going to die. Yes. The other thing was a will, something as simple. I literally brought her a will with blanks. I said, here,
Fill it out.
you don't have to put me on there. Put somebody, fill it out, do it, sign it. She wouldn't do it because she felt that was going to mean then she'd die.
Oh,
And so, but then people don't think about what you're leaving, the headaches, that you're leaving for the person.
Yes.
For the person. And then, And then what little money they do have, they have to use it
They
on a
have to use
funeral.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right now, you mentioned mortgage insurance. We do. We have mortgage insurance. We have car insurance. We even purchase cell phone insurance. So why not life insurance to protect those that you truly, truly
That's
love?
so true. You protect your phone
You
more than
protect
you
your
protect
phone.
your family.
Yes.
Yeah, because they think, oh, later. But the thing is that they don't
Later
understand
never
that
comes.
most people don't die of just old age.
No.
You think, oh, later. And then by the time you're old, it's very hard. It's more expensive to get life insurance.
It's very expensive. We offer 3 different plans. One is a term, which is a 30-year term. So that's kind of like buying a car insurance. It's going to terminate at a certain time. You don't get anything back. But that is, people don't purchase it because they assume that it is very expensive, and it really isn't. Term is not very expensive. Yes, it's going to terminate at a certain time. We have it for a 30-year. And yes, after 30 years, if you choose to purchase again, yes, you're going to be older. It's going to be a lot more expensive. So we offer other plans. We offer the return of premium. So you still have 30 years, but after the 30 years, the premium you put into it, some of it comes back to you. So you are getting something back. And then we offer the last one, which is a permanent. And then that one, yes, it's a little more expensive, but it's because it offers you more.
Lifetime.
Yes, it offers you where the chronic, if you become ill, terminally ill, chronic, or critical, it protects you. Prior to you, this is you knowing you're going to eventually pass away, but it protects you. It helps you with some of your debt that you're already accumulating before you pass away.
Do your policies cover insuring your children? Because I think that's
Yes, they
another
do.
thing that often parents don't think about. We think about, okay, I want to protect my children in the event that something happens to me. But unfortunately, I mean,
Children do
it's
pass
just
away
so,
too.
things happen and
Yes.
we don't like to think that way. But that's another thing that you often see is having barbecue benefits or, fundraisers to cover these expenses. So
Yes, it
it's
does.
relatively inexpensive for younger people, right?
Yes, it a lot of people, it does protect children too. A lot of people purchase a life insurance through their company when they're working. Unfortunately, if you really think about it, that is not your insurance. It's the company's insurance. And the moment you leave that company, it's gone because it didn't belong to you. And so prior to me working as a life insurance agent and a real estate agent, I used to work for a company for 13 years. So when I started really early. And then after 13 years, I was much older. And yes, it ended.
Yeah.
So now at that age, a lot of people don't realize now you're purchasing it 10, 12, 13 years later, where you could have purchased it sooner and gotten it so much cheaper. And now you're having to pay a lot more for it.
And for a child or a younger child or adolescent or a young adult, it's
It's
$25 a month in that range.
It's less.
But don't
Very-
you usually just kind of, you can add them as
You
a
can
rider.
add them. You add them as a rider
Yeah,
to
so
your
what-
policy.
So what happens
Yes.
is that you as the person buys the insurance and then you just add a rider for your
For your
kids,
child.
or even as a grandparent, you can
Yes.
also add your grandchildren. So that's very common
Yes.
for like nothing, for
For
almost like $10
nothing.
or something. You can
Yeah.
add your $5, $10, something very minimum. You can add your children and your grandchildren.
I mean, what I was mentioning to you earlier, the term temporary, which is the 30-year, that one is the cheapest you can find, and it's protecting your family, and it is very, very cheap. And
yeah. And
mean-
I'm glad you say that, because a lot of times people don't want the term because they're like, well, no, I only want that one, the one that I know it's never gonna end, the one's gonna give me back money. They want all the bells and whistles, and I'm like, okay, if you can afford that, fine, but if
Perfect.
you can't, then
At
at
least-
least get the term.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you have something for because
Exactly.
you never know what's gonna happen. Don't be unprotected. That's the bottom.
That's the bottom part. Do not be unprotected. At least get something that's going to cover you and your family.
So how do they contact you to get more information on what their options are?
Oh, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. My name is Angelica Cordero again, and you can call me at 832-748-6677 or email me, angelicacorderophp@gmail.com.
Any last thoughts that you want to add?
Well, hopefully I'll be doing my little show too soon.
Oh, yes. Well, I know that you did do a show.
I used to do a show, but it was not related to this at all. I love salsa. And
I have to say this, that I just so you guys know, in case you're like, okay, I know her. She was doing a show called Salsa
Pa'l Corazon.
Salsa Pa'l Corazon, PA, Pa'l Corazon. She was doing Salsa Pa'l Corazon, and she was up there dancing, salsa, and you were getting, 5,000, 6,000 views at least.
We went all the way up to 11,000.
11,000,
Oh
like
my
a
gosh.
lot.
In 2 hours.
Plain old school salsa.
Yes.
Old school salsa. In 2 hours, it'd get crazy. I know, because I would watch it. I'm like, that's just crazy.
We met so many people from around the world.
Oh, how fun.
Fantastic
It was
show. So I'm glad to hear that you're going to be doing it again.
Not that show.
Or something similar. Any show.
For life insurance. Yes.
Life insurance. Any
Well,
kind
maybe
of show.
you can do a little dance.
I will.
Healthy.
She's got the fantastic personality, so I'm
Thank
glad to
you.
hear you're going to do another show.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being on our show.
Oh,
We really appreciate it.
was a pleasure. Thank you
So,
so
to
much.
get a hold of Angelica, you can reach out to her via the Casa y Vida Facebook page and get more information. And real quick, your website is, or is it just Facebook page?
My Facebook page or Instagram, and my number is 832-748-6677.
Thank you, Angelica.
Thank
And
you.
before we leave, I just realized I think I have my notes in here. Before we leave, I wanted to talk about any events coming up, Sonia.
Oh gosh, there was a lot of things. I know Rodeo Cook-Off is coming up, as you heard. Roadkill Cafe is sold out, but you can support their other programs. The March Madness Bowling Tournament is coming up. Does go towards helping out their officers, helping the community and students. Elections are still taking place, by the way, for District 145. There is a runoff. So
When is that going to take place?
I
now,
don't
the
know
runoff?
that they've set a date yet, but it will be within the next few weeks.
Do look that up, yes, because again, there is a runoff on District 145, a very, very important election, and very few people. It's a very narrow area that coming up from the Heights through downtown, all the way through Pasadena. So if you live anywhere in that area, look up. Go online and just put in state or Senate.
District 145.
District 145, state representative, and if you're in that district, please vote. Go ahead.
My campaign launch is next Wednesday at Chapman and Kirby from 5:30 to 8. All are welcome. And this is an at-large position. And just real quick, a lot of people that I've spoken to don't realize what an at-large city council member does. And so city council members are responsible for enforcing ordinances and resolutions for the city of Houston. And at-large council members responsible for the entire city of Houston. So they oversee the best interests of all of the citizens of Houston. So if you can vote in Houston, you can vote for me. So my slogan is "Vote for Sonia Rivera is a vote for you."
So it doesn't matter where you live, you can vote for
Exactly.
Sonia, right?
Exactly.
And there is Sonia's information if you want to contact her for any reason. She also she's a consultant. So if you're looking to any kind of even a business, she helps you with small businesses. She also helps you as far as a project manager. Maybe you've got some construction going on, a home that you want to renovate or flip. Contact Sonia at 832-790-9140. And then, of course, myself, I am, of course, your bilingual realtor, and I can help you. English, Spanish, doesn't matter. If you're looking to buy or to sell a home, if you're looking to invest, hey, I've got into the investing thing going on also. So if you're looking to invest, I certainly can help you with that also. But also keep in mind, if you're looking to sell your home, we're also getting into buying homes. So we also buy homes now. So if you have a home that maybe you can't put on the regular market because maybe it's in really bad condition, let me know. Contact me. Either we'll buy it or we'll get you a cash buyer. Doesn't matter if it needs plumbing, foundation, doesn't matter how bad it is, we can help you out. All right, so contact me on my cell phone or on Facebook anytime. And thank you so much. Again, remember, our show is every Thursday at 10 a.m. and we're on Facebook, Casa y Vida Houston page. We'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.